The boiler downstairs was originally a 1902 coal-fired boiler. When they bought it, it was diesel-fired. And I'm sorry, heating fuel-fired, which is diesel fuel. The reason for that was because of something that happened in 1934 with a coal-fueled boiler across the street at the Alpha Theta house. It was a tremendous tragedy. It happened in the winter, I believe February the 12th, 1934, but I could be wrong. It was in the fall. It was in the winter on a weekend, and there were two biological brothers who were in the house. And the older one had the duty of keeping the furnace going overnight. It was his rag to do. You had to take turns doing this. This is why the heating oil made so much more sense in the long run. But one of the problems with the coal-fired boilers, you have to be very careful about the dampers. Regulating the dampers, regulating the flow of air in and the exhaust out of the furnace. And so the older brother tells the younger brother, I just want you to shovel it all up for me. Don't worry about it. I'll be back on the weekend. And he goes off on a ski trip with his girlfriend up to the Mooslock region. They're up there skiing, having a good old time. And there are 7 brothers and 1 dog in the house. And on Sunday morning, the caretaker comes by and discovers that all of them are dead. It's a strange thing to say, but as near as they can tell, the younger brother didn't know about carbon monoxide, and he shut down the dampers as far as possible so he'd only have to shovel the thing once. And they all died of carbon monoxide sometime in the early hours of Saturday. So they'd been dead for a full day by the time the caretaker found them. He called President Hopkins. President Hopkins reports that he was shattered because one of the brothers who was dead was the son of one of his classmates, the only child. And he had encouraged the guy to send his son to Dartmouth. They were having a big party at the time. And it was Walter Winchell who broke the news nationwide because someone called him 7 students dead at Dartmouth. Hopkins had to shut down the party that he was having, the reception. It was a fundraising reception. Get all the faculty members in, divide up the list of parents for all the students and call them to tell them whether their child was still alive. Hopkins made the calls to those who had perished. I should point out, too, of note, that the Alpha Theta dog was found with his paw on the face of his master. He had died while trying to revive the guy. When the students died en masse, they had a memorial service. The president of the student council was suffering from the flu, got out of his sickbed at Dick's house, came down, delivered a 2-hour eulogy. We knew a lot of these guys. He goes back to Dick's house, it becomes pneumonia, and he dies. So technically there were 8 students and 1 dog who died in that very short period. So as a result of that, we got a coal-fired, converted to heating oil boiler for the house.